Hey guys, welcome back to Philip Draws Comics. I'm Philip, that's my hand on the screen, drawing the picture in front of you. And today we're going to be continuing our series we started yesterday, drawing characters from Dragon Ball Daima. Today we're doing the classic anti-hero Vegeta, and we're drawing him as a little kid, and we're going to do a few changes, little alterations to his character design to kind of play up the kid angle on him. Vegeta started out as an antagonist at the beginning of the second half of the Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball Z. He's a member of the Saiyan warrior race, same as the main character Goku. And he exists in that sort of idealized space as the Goku's evil dark mirror self. He has all the same powers and abilities as Goku, but he uses his for evil originally. And then slowly but surely finds himself on the same side as our heroes, and then eventually gets married and has kids and settles down and has a midlife crisis and turns evil and then gets killed and then gets come back to life and settles down again. I initially had a different idea for what this video would look like, what this character design would be. And right there you see it start and stop. Put the bangs on Vegeta's head. Vegeta famously has a widow's peak. And when the cartoon show Dragon Ball Z would do flashbacks to Vegeta as a little kid, they would have a version of the character that had bangs. As time would go on, a bit of lore in the series would be that Saiyans' hairstyles don't change over the course of their life. And so the version of Vegeta you see in Dragon Ball Daima keeps his widow's peak. I initially thought it'd be a little hard to have a widow's peak on a kid and be able to maintain that kid, that kid type face. But as I was going through my copy of the first volume of the Dragon Ball Daizenshu, I stumbled upon a picture of the character Gotenks, who's a little kid and also has what appears to be a very gentle widow's peak. And so little secret, that face with the widow's peak and the thick eyebrows and everything is basically just taken from a picture of Gotenks. And here we have Vegeta's design from the Daima cartoon. And I thought it was lacking a little something. Vegeta is such a serious character. He takes himself entirely too seriously. And so I wanted something to sort of take a little bit of the starch out of his collar, something to kind of, just something a little silly in his character design. I'm thinking about the cartoon show Justice League Unlimited, when some of the Justice League members were transformed into little kids. The incredibly serious and tough ex-Marine Green Lantern gets zapped back to being a little kid, and then has to wear big, thick glasses for a little bit, because apparently he needed glasses as a kid. I wanted something similar to that with Vegeta. Give him, like, glasses or something silly. As I was trying to think about something to carry over that idea, an idea struck me. I feel like I've seen something like this before. And here you see the spine of the Japanese re-release of the Dragon Ball manga, the Kanzenban, has a image that's comprised of the spines of all the volumes, and at the very end there we have a picture of Vegeta as a little kid drawn by Akira Toriyama, and you can see he's got short pants on. And I thought, oh, that's perfect. Give this super tough, assassin mercenary character, and give him short sleeves and shorts. Make it look like he's wearing like a romper suit with overalls, and really tie in the whole overall look. Like I said in the last video, my goal is to take this one that I'm doing today and scan it, and in Photoshop add it with the Goku drawing I did, and kind of put them together like they're standing side by side. It's unfortunate that the drawing got a little close to the edge, so I wasn't able to draw the end of Vegeta's left leg. But like I said, that's just kind of where I'm going to end up positioning him by Goku anyway. So I'm going to, just happy accident, make sure that that Goku's body is covering up Vegeta's missing leg. Went ahead and added the tail back to Vegeta. That was something I intended to do with the Goku drawing, and it got away from me. I thought it'd be cool to have both Goku and Vegeta have their tails back. if we're going to be hearkening back to the original Dragon Ball series. That's one of those things where over the years, it's been, I think I've heard of a couple of different explanations for why Toriyama got rid of the tails on his Saiyan characters. The version I like best is that he got tired of drawing them, got tired of thinking about how the tail would fit inside normal clothes, how it would, you'd have to put some sort of hole back there for the tail to slip out of, and just decided to heck with it, and just made it so that every character that had a tail lost it, and any character that theoretically should have been born with a tail was just born without it as the series went on. People colloquially referred to the outfit Vegeta's wearing as Saiyan armor because the first few Saiyans we see come to Earth are wearing this particular type of armor. That's before we find out that the Saiyans we meet in the Saiyan saga are actually members of a bigger organization led by a bad guy named Frieza. So technically that's Frieza Force armor, not Saiyan armor. In Dragon Ball Super, we meet a whole other set of Saiyans from a parallel universe, and they wear traditional Saiyan armor. As a character, it's debatable as to whether or not Vegeta is more popular than the main character Goku. I think he certainly gets more affection online. He's the quintessential sort of badass character, and as I alluded to earlier, he has a growth arc going from villain to anti-hero to hero. Then he has a midlife crisis, goes back to being a villain again, which a lot of people seem to find relatable, at least, especially when you get to be middle-aged and you think back to when you were younger and a little tougher and had less crap to give about people's emotions and feelings, and then you find yourself being a grown-up dad driving a minivan and what have you, and you kind of wish you were younger and crappier to people again. Luckily, Vegeta outgrows that, kind of has a big sacrificial moment towards the end of the series, and then, like every character in the series, gets brought back to life. Talking yesterday about how influential Dragon Ball as a series is. Vegeta is a very influential character. You won't find too many animes these days that don't have a Vegeta-type character. Even American cartoon shows use it. The villain who eventually becomes an anti-hero, who becomes a friend, who's kind of a dark mirror of the heroes, a pretty standard trope these days in 21st century storytelling. Vegeta probably wasn't the first of this type of character, but I think it could be argued he's what you would call a trope codifier. Anything like this that came after it is pretty much being inspired by Vegeta. I've enjoyed coming back to these Dragon Ball characters and doing the newer interpretations of them through a filter of them at their heyday in the mid-90s during the Dragon Ball Z era. As I mentioned yesterday, Toriyama's style changed considerably over the years, but mid-90s is probably my favorite example of his style. Things like Chrono Trigger is a video game. If you find the character designs for that, that's pretty much what I consider peak Toriyama character design and body type and shading and what have you. As time would go by, his style would get sleeker and more streamlined, but I'm always partial to that mid-90s, very angular, very, very high contrast style he did. I may end up doing something different on tomorrow's video. I had planned to draw Bulma from Dragon Ball Daima, and I may do that. I have another idea that kind of jumped in ahead in line, not Dragon Ball related, that I'm still debating whether or not I want to videotape myself drawing. I may just do it for myself, for my little something I want to use to decorate my art space. I'll probably wind up recording myself making this thing anyway, and whether or not I put it online will be something I'll probably decide on later. We're getting towards the end of the video, guys. I want to thank y'all for watching all the way to the end. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the slight alterations to Vegeta's character design for Dragon Ball Daima. Do you think the shorts do a good job of contrasting his grumpy personality, or do you think it's a little too much, makes him look a little too childish and silly? Be sure to let me know in the comments. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a good one.